I will explain you how to create a ReactJS project using Node.js 13.14.0, which is the last version that was supported by Windows 7. Yes, in Windows 7. If you install latest version greater than 14 on Windows 7, it will say that you need Windows 8 or 10 to run Node.js. Yeah, this is weird. You will not buy or upgrade your entire system just to create an application in Node.js. Anyways, so don't worry. Here is a complete solution how to create project with Node 13 and Windows 7. Okay, I'll explain you how to create the ReactJS example in just 5 commands and a complete understanding of the architecture, which is very important as a base to create a big projects. So let's get started. I assume that you have Node.js installed and Visual Studio Code. So to start with, let's go to any directory. First and foremost, create a directory. Let me create a directory and I will give this name as React v1. Alright, I have created. Now I'll go to my Visual Studio and I'll add, just right click and add the folder to the workspace, only React version 1. And yes, you can see that this folder is empty. Now you need to execute the commands, and after executing the commands, I'm sure if you follow my steps, you will definitely create a ReactJS HelloWorld program very easily, and I will give you where to keep an eye on the commands and what to do. So let's start. Okay, so first and foremost, let me go to this directory, which is cd only react v1. Okay, we are in this directory. Now let's start npm init. Okay, this will ask you some information. Just put enter, and yes, enter. Yes, you can see that the base of Node.js packet.json is ready. You can see the name of the only React project, version 1, description, script. I'll explain you what is the use of script, author and license and whatsoever. Next command, the second command is just install React and its dependent libraries. So the dependent libraries is npm install React, install React DOM, and React Router DOM. Yeah, so it will install 3 libraries. Here we go. So it will take some time to install. So it is already installed. You can see the package log JSON file actually shows you what all dependencies are stored. So if you can see, all the dependencies are created, and if you see React Router DOM is 6.3.0, React Router 6.3.0, DOM React 18.1, React DOM 18.1. so this will help you to, so this command will install you the latest version of React. Similarly, we will create new supportive libraries of React, which is webpack, which will actually, what it does is actually it compiles and create a complete package to execute. So this is the command we will install to npm install save dev. It will save in your development environment. It is webpack and webpack-cli. So we will go ahead and install. Okay, it's installing. This was the command number 3. So as it goes, you will see here the list of dependencies. It will increases, showing that what all libraries and its dependencies have been installed. So package.json is very important to know the complete details of your project. So you can see you have installed 5.7.3 webpack and webpack-cli has 4.9.2. The next thing we want for a React to run is babel, and now the fourth command comes is here, babel. Now what babel is actually, so let me explain you. So this was very time taking job for me to understand this how to install the babel, and if you execute, you will lost out lots of the tutorial online. You will see that the command is like this. So this is actually to install the babel, the latest version, and if you hit this command with nodejs 13, you will see that it will show this kind of error, unrecognized token. So after lots of research, I find that you still can able to execute this command with putting colon, single quotes on this. So once you put single quotes, you will be able to install this babel core and babel preset React in React project. Yeah, so here you go. So this is very important to work on Node.js version 13 and Windows 7. Okay, so once you install this, the next command is, so you can see that now babel core 7.18 and 7.17 has been installed. So this is a compatibility version which is able to execute on Node.js. Next, fifth command, the last command here for React.js is to install the loaders. I will explain you what is loaders. So React.js actually is just a JS now, but to execute this JS you need some loaders to make sure that React understand what is JS, what is HTML, what is CSS. So for all these you have a library called loaders. So we are going to install babel-loader, HTML-loader, style-loader, CSS-loader, sass-loader. There is also, if you're using TypeScript in combination with React, you need a TS loader. So since we are not using TypeScript, we are using babel. So babel and HTML and some style sheets. So babel-loader, HTML-loader, style-loader, CSS and sass-loader. So let's install it. So it's installing, and yeah, it is installed successfully. So now you can see here the package.json, you can see the HTML loader, CSS loader, and all the version you can see here, and the dependencies files actually from where. So it is similar to the Maven. If you have ever worked with Maven, you can see the pom.xml file, you will be able to see all the dependencies and all. Now this is similar to the pom. Now for babel, prerequisite is you need babelrc file. So let's go on this folder, we will create .babelrc file, yeah, babelrc, and you just need to put one short code, 6-line code, yeah, preset babel preset. Let's save this. Okay, yeah, it's a 5-line code. Yeah, so next is you have installed webpack. So webpack also need configuration JS file. Just make sure it is JS file, it's not JSON. So let's go back to the project and create a webpack.config.js. so this is prerequisite. and in webpack what you are going to, I will explain you what are you going to add. So this is something what we are going to add. So this is a small code snippet, so I'll explain you. It's very simple. First of all, since you know that you have installed nodejs, so path will be implicitly from nodejs. Webpack you have installed, so this is from webpack. You need to install a webpack plugin which supports HTML. So this is webpack plugin. Now three main important things: entry, output and modules. So entry is index.js. So what index.js is? Index.js is actually the main file that you are going to run for React to execute. The output is it will execute and create a bundle.js. It will create a bundle.js in a dist folder. So you need a dist folder also, and whose public path is /. So here we will create a new folder, dist. Okay, this is done. Next is, now you have installed, you remember you have installed a babel-loader and html-loader. So you need to provide the rules to make webpack understand that what all type of files you can the babel can understand, and which loader is to be used. So for HTML you are using HTML, for JS you are using Babel, for CSS this, and SCSS this, and finally the HTML plugin you are going to use an index.html template. So as you know, React is used for creating one pager website. So this one pager is index.html. So let's go ahead and create a new file, index.html. So this is a template. Okay, we have created index.html. Guys, you can create and change the folder structure, but for the simplicity I am just creating in a root folder, and simple, just put one small HTML file which is having a title and a body and a div tag in which your body will be presented. Next, so this is basic. Let's again create one more folder for components. As you know, what we are going to do is basically so this is a body, and we'll create a template structure where we are going to put we'll create some more components, and we'll add those components in this template. So here in component, let's create one file called header.js. So this is header.js, and we'll simply write something like this: import React constant header and return header, HelloWorld header. Okay, so this is, you created a component, and here we for every component to work we need to export this component, and since our component name is header, we will put it as header. Okay, so now you can able to use this component anywhere in the project. Next, you need to create an index.js. Now I will tell you what is the reason of this index.js. Let me explain you. Okay, here it is. So in this file we will create index.js. Now index.js, you will write something which are using to render the, okay, so you are going to use this component header. Here we put it as header. Okay, so this file is actually, once it is compiled, once it will be compiled. Okay. So when ReactJS, when this index.js file is compiled, it will store in dist. In dist you will see that build.js script and index.html is created. In that HTML you will see that this HTML has been used. Now you will see, so you will see the entire flow. So till here, after having 5 commands, your React.js project is ready. Now you need a server to execute this files. Now how we'll create a server? So you know that Node.js is used to create a server and then render the HTML file on the browser. That's very simple. So let's use npm package express, this express is a framework which gives you a simplicity of rendering the files quickly, instead of the lengthy lines of codes to open the port, read the file, and display get the response and send the response and all those stuff. So this is an express what you call a framework which helps you to quickly display the HTML files. So let's install express. Okay, so the express is installed. So this is of Node.js task, it's not React task. So we are done with the React task. Now we are doing Node task. So now we need nodemon. So to execute any project in Node, you need build and then execute and then compile and all those stuff. So nodemon is a small what you call command to get rid of all these small bits of command. So in just one command your server and all those things will be ready. So let's execute this nodemon. Okay, once the nodemon is created, we will create a file for Node.js to so for Node.js to make sure that it will use this express and to enable the port and all those things. So quickly let's create one file, app.js, and in that app.js you simply write the small snippet. Okay, the snippet is very simple. I will explain you. First of all, you are importing express. If you are working on Java, it's similar to the import functions. So you are importing express. You are using express function. You are getting the path, and then you are getting the port, and you are listening to the port. So this will start the server on port 3000. And next is you are getting the directory of test folder, because your compiled project or compiled file will be stored in dist, and after from dist folder you are getting this HTML file, which is the output of HTML file. Index.html file you will get here stored in the HTML file, and then you need to put some usage of the libraries and methods, and here is the main core of the request and response handling. So if you get a get request, this is the way of writing the function for Node.js. If you get a request with slash, you are going to send an HTML file. So this is done as response send file and HTML, and if there is an error it will return 500 error. So this is done. Now this is almost done. Now you might have seen that we are using Node.js. So here if you see in package.json, I told you there is a script. So if you know Maven also have a script, and you can put the commands in the elements. So to build, to run, and all those, we have commands. In ant also we have build and run. So these are the tools. So similarly in node.js we have to define the commands here, which is like you can write build. I will explain you what is this. So I am writing two commands. So here commands left. Okay, so this was already defined, which I'm not going to use. Actually we need to build our project. Now in build there is a del dist. So this is command in Windows. So we need to delete the dist, and then Webpack will start the packaging, compiling and packaging of the entire project and put it in dist. So initially we need to delete dist, and then Webpack will create and package into dist. So if you are using Linux, you can write rm-rf instead of del. I am using Windows, so this is del dist. Next is def command, which will actually execute our node on app.js. So as you know, we have written app.js to start the server. So okay, so this is app.js. So let's quickly check if we have done everything. I guess we need to modify something on the component side. So let me quickly check the webpack, and webpack here. Okay guys, if you will execute this build, you will see that we have not installed okay, I guess we have not installed html-webpack-plugin. So let's copy this and try to install npm install save dev and this. Okay, the web plugin is getting installed, and once it's installed, we will execute our code again. Okay, so this is installed. Let's execute the code again. npm run build. Okay, so I guess there is some issue again. Error, didn't return HTML. Okay, so we have resolved multiple errors. Basically there was some error in this index.js file. What was the error? Because we need to use this first caps, which is the component name that we are using, must start with capital letter. So we changed from header to page header, which is P capital, and in the component the name is header.js. There's no issues, but you need to make this function as capital H. So this is the naming convention for the components in React. It's better to put the first letter as capital. So we have made this function header, and which is returning an header, and in index.js we are calling this component from component header.js, and we are using this to render in the HTML template. Okay, and this template is being rendered from nodejs app.js, which is actually this index.html. So as I said, in this folder, if you, let me stop and execute again, if you see this build, it will actually build and put this in test folder, bundle.js and index.html. And let's open and try to, so this is deleted, and now you will see the code is there. So you will see that this HTML have got script bundle.js automatically, and this entire HTML is copied with div id equal to root. So in this HTML, you will index.js, you will see that get element by id is root. Okay, so this root is actually this root. Okay, okay, so we have built. Now let's develop. Okay, the port is running, and if you see localhost header. Now how this entire the templating works is like you create multiple components in component folder, and you render it in HTML index.js. So I have created few components, footer and this. So let me copy this and put it in components. So if you see these files, let me stop the server. If you see the files, the footer is just the same file with name change of header instead of footer, and returning footer. Header is this, L navigation and right navigation. And similarly, now we are going to do index.js change, and index.js is actually just we are importing the components. Here is my index.js. I will paste it here and will save it. Guys, just make sure you save these projects, save these files, because it's very important. And this is grayed out because these are not in use, so we'll use this using from here. We will use this, and how to use it is just copy and paste and index.js. You will see now it is bright and LR now. Okay, we are done, and let's execute. First of all, we'll build. Why? Okay, the build is done, and now let's run. Alright, it did not work. Why? I guess something, I did not save the index.html. You see guys, so these are the issues sometimes you face. Okay, build again. Okay, it's built. Now let's run the server. Alright, let's run this. You can see target container is not DOM. Oh, okay, the target container was okay. So as you see here, which is element ID, we don't have this element ID, so we need to create this element ID. So here in template, data.html, we will create here. Okay, and this is HTML. I hope this should directly work. No, we need to stop the server, build again. Okay, build is done. Let's run. Alright, yeah, and you can see that header, left, right, and footer. So the main core file to run in React is index.js, where you are going to put all those components, and the template file. So in the template you need to create a div for header, footer, left, body, and so on, and in your index.js will dynamically fill in those divs through your logic, which is written as a component. So this is all about React with the version 13.14, which is supported by Windows 7. So that's all, guys. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel.